The legal situation surrounding Diddy continues to intensify as new developments suggest the potential involvement
for to talk to somebody else. So he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 22 probably.
Wow. Okay.
And then he did this, so King Los was sitting in the back.
Okay.
And then when we got to the hotel, it got even worse. And he took one of my heels and tried to throw it at me, and then he like mushed my face and like really hard.
Her shift from compliance to silence raises questions not only about her safety and motives, but also about the possibility of foul play or coercion. Gina had long maintained a complex relationship with Diddy, one that began when she was very young and continued even after she publicly exposed his abusive behavior.
Can you name a few more instances?
The other time was he had caught me texting another man. We was in Miami, and it got really crazy that time. We was upstairs and he had like, we were in his closet and he like pushed me and I fell to the ground, and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back and he stood over me and he started like punching me like this, like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he like, cause he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he like stomped on my stomach like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him, like, can you stop? I can't breathe. And he like stopped for a little bit. He like grabbed my hair from the back and like was like punching the back of my head, cause he was just avoiding my face when he was like hitting me.
Wow.
The next big fight we got into was, I can't remember if it was like in November or beginning of December of last year. At that point, I was like fighting back because I just had enough of his shit, and he kept like pushing my buttons, and I was just like trying to like calm the situation down before it got worse, and he just kept pushing me. And then so I left his bedroom and I went down to like the meditation room. It's kind of like a guest house, like it's like separate from his house, and he followed me there. And he like continued talking shit to me, and I just got to the point where I was just so angry that I like took a bottle of De Leon and then I like smashed it on the ground, and he was like, you bitch, you did that at my house with my kids here, bitch, my kids is here. And then I ran out the meditation room. Okay. And he chased after me. He pushed me to the ground outside, and he took my hair and like was dragging me across like the grass in my hair with my hair. And then after that, like a couple hours later, like it was the weekend, so we had people coming over, and he just like acted like...
In her original tell-all interview with Tasha K, she disclosed incidents that included physical aggression, verbal humiliation, and manipulative control. Notably, she described an incident at a party where she merely greeted another man and was allegedly violently reprimanded by Diddy afterward, resulting in a bloody nose and emotional trauma. The story is strikingly similar to what Cassie later described, an act of jealousy leading to public aggression followed by private violence. The alignment of these narratives is too precise to ignore, especially given that Gina's account was public years before Cassie's became known. Gina's credibility initially questioned due to assumptions of attention-seeking behavior, has strengthened in hindsight. Federal investigators believed her enough to initiate communication and collect evidence, including emails and legal correspondence. She reportedly met with officials multiple times and was actively engaged in supporting the case until an abrupt halt. This sudden disengagement, coinciding with reports of her receiving significant compensation and support, like a Los Angeles apartment and educational funding, has led to speculation that she was paid off.
More to come, bro, because what the prosecution, the defense trying to do, the defense is trying to, you still got Gina, and the prosecution, or the defense was trying to tell the prosecutor, well, she's not a witness, she's not a witness. They want the prosecution to hurry up to bring Gina in so Gina could paint the picture that like everything was consenting, because she's been paid off.
And this is the one that disappeared, right?
Yeah, this is the one who disappeared. This is the one who, they could get her. There's nowhere she could go that the federal government, if they want you, that you can't be gotten. You understand what I'm saying? If the federal government wants you that bad, you'll be gotten, bro. It's too much technology, photo imaging. There's nowhere she could go. She Asian, you know what I'm saying? Half Asian or whatever like that. She might like Chinese food, rice or whatever like that. She gotta go somewhere to get something to eat. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. So now she come and she testified in behalf of Diddy. They want the prosecution to bring her in. They know she's a hostile witness. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be here, this, that, and other. She made a post, I'd rather be in Chanel and all this other shit like that. That's the girl who took off the payment. She took the $2 million payment from Diddy and them when she got on Tasha K. I think Diddy may have gave her $2 million or something like that. Got her in school, gave her an apartment out in LA, still was messing with him. Come on, man. Brainwashed. But she did talk to the federal government. They do have emails and everything from her and her lawyer. So she had to be somewhat involved in that. You understand? It's a lot of stuff. They say they got 6 more weeks.
This dynamic adds another layer to the legal chess game unfolding. On one side is the federal government, armed with technology, records, and a strong incentive to find and question Gina. On the other side is a celebrity with considerable influence, resources, and a history of forming complex personal and legal relationships. In the middle stands a witness torn between past trauma, legal consequences, and alleged financial manipulation. Observers suggest that if the federal government is truly committed to finding Gina, they will likely succeed given the tools at their disposal. Facial recognition, surveillance databases, and digital footprints make long-term disappearance difficult in today's world, especially for someone not trained in evading law enforcement. Moreover, insiders claim that Gina's disappearance wasn't spontaneous, but possibly coordinated. Diddy's long-term bodyguard, someone presumably close to the inner workings of his personal affairs, allegedly believes he knows her location and the reason she chose to disappear. If this is true, it adds to the implication that her absence was engineered rather than incidental. Such a scenario may reflect a strategic decision to evade both legal testimony and media attention until the trial concludes, after which the long-term consequences can be reassessed with less immediate pressure. From the standpoint of victim advocacy, Gina's case is deeply troubling. It speaks to how trauma victims may be swayed or silenced not only by threats but by incentives. The narrative that Gina initially told is one of prolonged abuse, coercion, and psychological manipulation, beginning when she was still forming her adult identity. She reportedly suffered violence while pregnant, an act of cruelty that stands out even among the long list of alleged violations. That she might now be avoiding court either due to a financial arrangement or fear of legal consequences paints a grim picture of how justice can be obstructed. It's not only the legal system that is impacted by her disappearance, it's the broader cultural conversation about accountability and power. When people in positions of influence can allegedly pay off victims, control narratives, and manipulate outcomes, the precedent it sets is dangerous. It erodes faith in institutions and discourages other victims from coming forward. That Gina is now being discussed not only as a victim, but also as someone who allegedly accepted compensation to change her stance reflects the complexity of human behavior under stress and influence. It also exposes the power imbalance at the heart of many abuse dynamics, complicating matters matters further is the timeline. Gina had reportedly resumed interactions with Diddy after the initial interview, even appearing to be involved with him publicly as late as 2023. Her engagement in this ongoing relationship raises questions about the extent of her agency and the psychological factors at play. Was this reconciliation sincere, or was it orchestrated as part of a broader effort to neutralize her as a witness? These are the questions prosecutors must untangle as they navigate an already challenging case. Public reaction to the case has been divided. While many see Gina as a legitimate victim silenced by systemic pressures and manipulative forces, others point to her acceptance of money and her decision to maintain contact with Diddy as reasons to doubt her credibility. This dichotomy reflects a societal struggle to understand how victims of abuse often continue relationships with their abusers, especially when control and dependency are involved. These nuances are lost in black and white thinking, but are critical to understanding the psychological dimensions of trauma. The situation is further complicated by revelations from others involved in Diddy's life. Former associates and staff members have corroborated details from Gina's accounts, including an instance involving another celebrity at a party. According to testimony, witnesses saw Diddy react violently to an innocuous greeting between Gina and Meek Mill. The fact that someone else later recalled this event, mistakenly attributing it to another woman but correcting themselves in court, adds legitimacy to Gina's version of events. Such validation is key in cases where direct evidence is limited and the credibility of the witness becomes paramount.